बिन्नीस का पहला रूल, जिससे पॉडकास्ट करो उससे कभी ना प्यार करो. Hi, hello, welcome to Has It Aged Well. You know, my other option was Has It Aged Well सबसे बढ़िया पॉडकास्ट है ब्रेड पकौड़े की कसम. फिर मैंने सोचा ब्रेड पॉडकास्ट कुछ कर सकते हैं, बट वो कुछ फिट नहीं हो रहा था. Hello and welcome again to Has It Aged Well. My name is Abbas. With me in the studio is my co-host Urjita.
Hello.
And the film we are discussing today
is Band Baja Baaraat, जिसके ऊपर पैरोडी भी बनी थी. पैरोडी एज इन पैरोडी तो बनी थी, बट वो मूवी का टाइटल यूज किया था फॉर अनदर विकी कौशल वेब सीरीज कॉल्ड बैंड बाजा बारात.
Oh right, I vaguely remember this. Yes. Thank you, Urjita, for that amazing piece of trivia right up top. And with us in the studio to discuss Band Baja Baaraat is someone who I've known for a while. He's been a radio personality. Now he masquerades as a TV writer.
My goodness, masquerades.
Yes.
Wow.
No, let me rephrase that. He is a brilliant TV writer. He works behind the scenes on a lot of TV shows and movies that you would have seen. Please welcome to the studio, Jatin Sharma.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Bread pakodi ki kasam would have worked.
Damn it.
Yeah. Because that Pyar and Vyapar, I could see her being a little awkward. She's like...
No, but I replace Vyapar with podcast.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Because in podcast, there is no Vyapar.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. All of us have come here for free. There is no vyapar.
So I have to tell you guys something. मैंने ना प्लान किया था कि ये एपिसोड में मैं सहरा पहन के आऊँगा. And yesterday I was searching where can you order sehras online. Firstly, sehras are fucking expensive. They were like some 4,000-5,000 designer sehras and all. And one of our co-workers saw me scrolling that, so she now thinks I'm getting married. So I have to convince her that I am not.
सहरा ऐसे I feel कहीं पे शॉप में नहीं मिलता ना, आपको दूल्हे का ही लेना पड़ता है.
exactly.
दूल्हे का सहरा.
Wow.
वो ब्रांड है ना, ब्रांड
मैं
का
जाऊँ?
tagline है.
मैं जा भी सकता हूँ.
Among the three of us, you're the only one who's married on this podcast, Jatin.
Not on this podcast. Yeah. I've been married, yes, for 3 years. Yeah. So, हाँ, मतलब अच्छा है यार.
Did you wear a sehra on your shadi?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm a Punjabi, so हमारे इधर तो सहरा and फिर बाद में 2-3 अपशकुन वाली आंटियाँ, ये सब बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. So, you know, I didn't want to wear a सहरा because I thought जो ड्रेस है उसके साथ नहीं जाएगा. तो they said नहीं बेटा अपशकुन होता है.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Wow,
so,
I didn't
वो
know
चेहरा नहीं दिखना चाहिए. So,
Because?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because चेहरा देख के मन बदल सकता है.
चेहरा सुहाना लगता, दूल्हे का चेहरा छुपाना पड़ता है.
Wow. Sunidhi Chauhan in the house.
Have you seen those note wala sehras? Like they cover the thing with notes and... but we'll talk about Jatin's marriage some other day. Today we are
some
here.
other day. I'm sure people don't even know me. They're like, इसकी शादी के बारे में जान के क्या करेंगे?
We have to talk about Band Baja Baaraat, which, believe it or not, has now been out for 13 years. It's been 13 years, came out in 2010. Was Ranveer Singh's debut film.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts about that. And was an overall smash hit when it came out. So
actually a sleeper hit, kind of, because
industry terms.
Yeah, industry terms. नहीं, actually, you know, यशराज की history में it got the lowest opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so Friday, Saturday, बिल्कुल भी opening नहीं थी film की, because of course, you know, when we all watched Ranveer Singh in that first promo, we all were like कि यार Friday, Saturday तो हम पार्क में घूमने जाएंगे. Nobody wanted to go to theaters.
Why watch Band Baja Baaraat when you can just visit a Delhi college and see 10 other Ranveers?
So they did not get a lot of audience, but of course then word of mouth, he acted brilliantly. Then Anushka Sharma was actually dating few of them, so
Okay.
She
also acted brilliantly. Might I add?
She acted superbly. I think she saved the movie.
Wow. Okay.
बोलना पड़ता है बाद में, cover up.
Okay. So we'll talk about all of our first impressions and what we think about the movie now on the other side of this break. But before we go into a break, if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, press the like icon. No, press the subscribe button.
Press the bell icon.
Press the bell icon. Press the like button and share this episode with someone who you think will enjoy this. And
Abbas is not Abbasing like usual.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's 7 in the evening, guys. The audio listeners can stick around for the alternate ending segment in the end. So at this point, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we will talk about Band Baja Baaraat.
Hi, this is Cyrus Rogan Brocha, प्यार से Rogues. I've come up with a brand new idea. It's a premium product called Club Cyrus Says. It's an offer open just for you. Let me tell you about the product. We've got exclusive Cock and Bull episodes just for you. That's right, just for you. That means others don't get to see it. Also, you get exclusive footage, extra bits, the uncut version of the interviews with celebrities. And these are huge celebrities, not small-time celebrities. Only the big guys come on the show. So you'll get the exclusive bits that nobody else gets. The extra tidbits, special stuff, uncensored stuff you don't want to put out. That's just for you. And for our audio listeners, you get special ad-free content and early access to interviews and sessions and podcasts which nobody else will get. You'll get it first. You're the first people. You're Neil Armstrong. You're Edmund Hillary. You're whoever discovered India. You're that. And by becoming an exclusive member of Club Cyrus Says, you get the power. We transfer the power to you and you become the producers and you will decide what content or what happens on that show. You are the masters and we can't use words like that. People who work for the masters, basically. So guys, get in. Special audio features include, I forget. I can't remember what the
And we're back on Has It Aged Well in the studio with Jatin and Urjita. Jatin, 2010.
Yeah.
What are your first memories of watching this film? Who was Jatin Sharma in 2010?
Oh, in 2010, I was with radio.
Okay.
At the same time, I was in radio doing a lot of intern work, although it was 3 years in the industry. Quite young, 23 I remember. So, I watched this trailer. Of course, at that age when you have new money with you, आप हमेशा सोचते थे कि okay,
paid for being an intern.
Yeah. इंटर्न का काम कर रहा था मैं 3 साल हो गए थे.
अच्छा,
तो
okay.
पैसे मिल रहे थे तो any new movie then was a chance to ask a girl out ना.
Right.
अरे यशराज की फिल्म अच्छी तो होगी, come we'll go. Then of course she asked, but who's that guy? I don't like this guy. And
Right.
I think we all kind of questioned it, right?
Yeah.
That time
It was also the director was a newcomer. It was his first film, Manish Sharma only, right?
Yeah, Manish Sharma, and I think Anushka की भी second film थी, if I'm not
Third,
wrong,
if
second or third.
Second.
No,
film.
third. I think
film.
there was
रब ने बना दी जोड़ी.
Badmaash Company. And this.
Badmaash Company.
Badmaash Company again was not a huge hit. So Anushka's third film. So yeah, it was a very low-key sort of a promotional strategy. And this was also the Yashraj ka youth wala label that they had started for a while.
Yes.
Which did some good work.
Y Films.
But this was the first sort of main
I think that ad
launch.
also Youngistan ka wow was their ad, no?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm assuming. I think
Okay.
ऐसा ही कुछ था.
Too much youth lingo. Youngistan ka wow.
Yeah.
Dial down a little.
I don't think so. Youngistan का wow was Pepsi, if I'm not
हाँ,
wrong.
no, Pepsi के लिए but उन्होंने I think produce किया था, no?
Oh, okay.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
I'm not
Not
sure
too
about
sure.
this. I'm just
We'll
guessing.
check on
sorry.
this.
We'll edit that.
I just realized.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
But where did you watch the first film and who did you watch it?
I watched it in theater and now I'm married. I, of course, did not watch
the
it with
same
my
girl?
wife.
No, okay.
Oh, okay.
No. I met my wife in like 2017 or 18.
With whom
Yeah.
you actually did the Band Baja Baaraat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I watched it with a friend and of course, उसके बाद में भी हम friend रहे तो of course the film worked.
I was about to ask you, like, film में आप film ज़्यादा देख रहे थे या जिसके साथ थे उनको ज़्यादा देख रहे थे?
See, actually film आप देखोगे ना एक pattern है मतलब film के अंदर. It's a formula film if you'll realize it. So of course film देखते देखते देख रहा था बाजू में भी. So and see all these kind of movies ना work. मतलब if you want to say something to a girl ना वहाँ पे डायलॉग आया तो you just have to do that eye contact. हाँ और अरे देखा क्या बोले मैं भी यही कह रहा था. So yeah, it works.
फॉर्मूला फिल्म में तो फाइनल आंसर पे ध्यान नहीं गया तो भी चलेगा को स्टेप्स के मार्क्स मिलते हैं.
She's intelligent.
Urjita, 2010, for a change, I have a movie where I can't make the young joke because 2010 wasn't that far ago.
I was 12 years old
Right.
at
12
that
years.
time and मैंने टीवी पे देखी थी ये मूवी.
Okay.
But I also remember watching this is one of the very few movies जिसका ट्रेलर मुझे याद है देखा हुआ. वो रणवीर का वो पहला जो फ्रेम ऐसा करते हुए. I was like, hey चौमिया.
Wow. Can you do that again?
Hey चौमिया. तो उसका पहला रिएक्शन मेरा और मेरी बहन का सेम था, ये काय आया मुलगा. So but then of course he's like he grows on you.
Yeah.
Ranveer, even now I feel like if anybody gets introduced to Ranveer Singh now in any movie, even they won't find him that appealing. He's not a love at first sight, he's a love at third sight.
Yeah. I've met him 3 times. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Maitri, can we stop reaching out to Ranveer? I don't think he's coming on the show.
But I remember watching the movie as a child on Set Max.
Right.
और तभी मुझे अच्छी लगी थी.
Wow, Setmax पे सूर्यवंशम के अलावा आया कुछ?
Yes,
Oh
yes,
wow.
yes. वो सूर्यवंशम के ब्रेक्स में वो दिखा रहे थे. एड ब्रेक्स में वो मूवी चल रही थी.
You know, Setmax को जो 3 महीने में एक नई पिक्चर दिखाते थे वो लोग, that used to be this, and then the rest circulation
Yeah.
was just
Wow.
Suryavansham. Yeah.
So range देखो, मतलब from Hira Thakur to Bittu Sharma.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But you like the film?
I like the film. Even now when I watched it yesterday,
Right.
I so ये ना मैं काफ़ी टाइम से मैं सोच रही थी कि जितने भी मूवीज आ रहे रोम कॉम हो या कुछ भी हो, उनमें ना something feels missing.
Okay.
Like there is, I feel like the characters are not ऐसा लग रहा है, वो होता है ना कि if you might have acted at least even a little, तो टेक करने से पहले तुम्हारा जो कैरेक्टर रहता है and suddenly you have to switch, right?
Right.
So वो जो ट्रांजिशन होता है, I feel like वो ट्रांजिशन में ही वो एक्टिंग कर रहे हैं. Like there is no, I
Yeah.
don't see like a complete transition. Like especially वो सबसे ज्यादा इसमें मैं देखने, वो कौन सी मूवी आई थी, भूत पुलिस,
phone booth.
फोन बूथ में भी ऐसा लग रहा है वो दोनों they are playing themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
They are trying to sound like अंदाज अपना अपना है कि आमिर खान and Salman Khan, but
yeah.
no, it's not happening. But in Band Baja Baaraat, वो they are in character.
Yeah.
Like वो मूवी में कितने भी अनुष्का शर्मा और रणवीर सिंह सुपरस्टार हो गए, कुछ भी हो गए, फिर भी I'll still look at them as Bittu Sharma and Shruti from frame 1.
Right.
So I feel like it's there. The comic timing is on point. Even though some of the jokes are not landing, but still like you feel like
Yeah.
giving it to Ranveer.
Giving
कि
it-
नहीं,
giving
नहीं, ये
effort,
है.
Yeah.
And Ranveer also I feel like उसका जो पहले उसका first impression था कि चोमिया, he has carried that चोमिया impression throughout the movie, but he's a lovable चोमिया.
Right.
Wow.
So you don't feel like hating him. You're like, अरे यार, he's it. Come on, Ranvu यार. He
Ranvu.
gives Ranvu.
Next time I meet him, I'm going to call you Ranbu. You're a lovable chomya, yaar.
Ranveer, I liked him in the film. He's very lovable.
Were you 12 when you watched the film?
Yes.
What did the film, especially the second half, get a little bit too mature for you? You're like, अरे ये क्या हो गया?
नहीं, मैंने मर्डर देखी थी तो मुझे
Okay.
हाँ, मतलब
N-
मर्डर देखते ही 12
Yeah.
साल से 21 साल की हो चुकी थी वो
Nothing
mentally.
was true. In fact, now whenever I watch like a ऐसे slightly sexual scene in any movie, मैं वो skip कर देती. मैंने बोला इसके लिए वो अलग टाइम है.
Yeah.
Not
अलग टाइम है.
not
This I
right
want to
now.
know. Like,
I'm focusing on the movie right now.
Oh,
I don't
अच्छा,
want to
अच्छा.
watch this.
Right,
And also
okay.
for some reason, it looks very awkward, those sex scenes.
Even when you're watching alone?
मजा नहीं आ रहा है.
then it is
Okay.
more awkward कि अरे ये हो रहा है but अब कौन है, कोई नहीं है.
No, but no. So I just skipped though. I
Okay.
don't know.
I watched it again. This is my phase where I was getting out of dentistry and about to leave, and I watched it with a friend of mine who took me for every film back then in Bangalore. And there's something very funny that happened in this film, which I'll come to. But I want to say that you both spoke about how, especially you spoke about how well the characters are, established.
Yeah.
And I think they did this very clever thing where they start the movie with a montage.
Yeah.
They use the Tarkibe wala
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
and they establish everything: the city, the characters, where you see Ranveer's character going to college, shadowing girls,
Yeah.
and doing little things. At the same time, you see Anushka getting pissed off with people that she's
Yeah.
working with and all of
Yeah.
that. Like it's a very, very nice little touch that they have
Yeah.
done where they start the film with Tarkibe. The funny thing I was talking about is हम लोग film देखने गए थे. Do you remember if this film got an A certificate or was it a U/A?
I think it would be
U/A.
I think so, yeah,
Yeah.
because हम जब theater में गए थे, हमारी screen में एक छोटा बच्चा था, like a baby, and that baby, I don't know why, would always start crying whenever Ranveer and Anushka would make out on screen.
एक ही बार तो
एक ही
किया
बार
है.
था.
No,
यार.
so they do that when the actual love making scene is there,
And end
and
में
then
एक वो
end
kiss,
में,
हाँ,
and
okay.
both the times
Oh.
the baby was very like categorically
Disturbed.
would cry.
बड़ा
At that time.
बड़ा के बच्चा सुहागरात मना रहा है इसलिए कि रोने की आवाज क्यों आ रही है अंदर से क्या हो रहा है
नहीं मे भी बच्चा बोल रहा होगा यार ये मम्मी पापा घर पे भी ये करते रहते हैं यहाँ पे भी स्क्रीन पे भी यही दिख रहा है.
It's a very quintessential Delhi movie. I
Yeah,
think
yes.
you know this kind of set the trend for two things. One was the Delhi atmosphere,
Yeah.
Yes.
and the second thing was using wedding planning
Hmm.
as a profession.
Yeah.
I loved the first half of this film.
Hmm.
I forgot just how well. Like I've make notes that it's also a great entrepreneurial film. Like
Yeah.
the way they
Yes,
show
yes.
the
It's
business sense.
Yeah.
actually when I watched it recently, I realized that it's actually the Shark Tank of wedding planning.
Yeah, actually.
Because there are few dialogues also where they say that 60 lakh 60 lakh का
Right.
मुनाफा हुआ है and he says 15 तेरे 15 मेरे और 30 लाख बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट में.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Scalable, वो
yeah,
scalable word
scalability.
use कर रहा है.
And
So-
actually, 2013 is like when startups and everything was getting like. I think the one impact that the movie had was when I got out of the movie, I was like, सब job वॉब गया भाड़ में. Let me start
धंधा
one.
करना है.
Yeah.
Let me start new this thing. And of course, wedding planning was picking up that time. People knew about all these big weddings, but they had not seen it.
Right.
Hmm.
So वो एक beauty थी उस
Correct.
film में,
Yeah.
and I think it was a very fresh concept as
Yes.
such. Like Urjita spoke about that rom-coms की बातें. It was a very different rom-com for
Yeah.
Indian audience.
So that's interesting. You said it's a formula film, yet it was fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a formula film in terms of filmmaking. कि क्या अच्छा लगेगा मतलब वो if Barjatias had to make this movie, it would be Hum Aapke Hai Kaun. But if
Right.
Yashraj would have to make it, it would be Band Baja Baaraat
Correct.
because
Yeah.
they gave that new young angle to it. So it is formula because it goes through this
The
formula
beats.
of
Yeah.
it has everything that you need in a proper film. And you'll see the background score of this film is actually very important because
Hmm.
it is packaged very well. Even
Yes.
when there are few dialogues, you'll always hear a tune behind each and every dialogue, right?
Yeah.
It's a formula. Okay, matlab you'll always feel engrossed in that movie, right? So that's what I was talking about, formula. But
So-
love story wise, it was a bit different. It was not like typical love story.
तो रोम-कॉम का दिस इज व्हाई आई लव बैंड बाजा भारत. इट्स वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट रोम-कॉम्स. ये मैंने अभी 5 मिनट पहले रियलाइज किया. सो इट्स बिकॉज आई लव द काइंड ऑफ रोम-कॉम्स जिसमें मेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट प्यार नहीं है.
हाँ.
मेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट उनका कुछ और ही है कि मतलब अच्छा साइड में प्यार चल रहा है ना, मुझे वो वाला ज्यादा पसंद है कि
Yeah.
मेन बिकॉज दैट इज लाइफ. नो, लाइफ में सिर्फ प्यार नहीं होता है, तुम्हारे 50 और काम होते हैं, ब्रेक्स में तुम प्यार चालू रहता है तुम्हारा.
Yeah.
So which is why I like this movie because also like so as human beings this is like थोड़ा psychological but we are wired to like get attracted to like problem solution. This is a thing. So इसमें भी वही है पूरा मूवी में problem solution. That is why like at no point I just pick up my phone to reels नहीं, मैं इतना invested थी वो movie
Once
में.
again, Urjita's benchmark of a good movie is मैंने
Yeah.
फोन नहीं उठाया.
मैंने एक भी बार फोन नहीं उठाया. मुझे
12
मजा
साल
आ
की
रहा
उम्र में
था.
फोन था तुम्हारे
नहीं,
पास?
ये कल की बात
अच्छा,
कर
कल
रही
की
हूँ
बात
मैं, कल
है.
की
Okay,
बात
okay,
कर रही हूँ. तो
okay.
12 साल की उम्र में फोन छोड़ा अटेंशन स्पैन था मेरे पास. अब तो वो भी नहीं है.
So true.
Yeah,
No, but I wanted to point out this one thing because we are talking about the amazing things about this film. उस मूवी में माँ बाप हैं लड़की के, लड़के के भी हैं, but when they have that conflict, they don't come
Right.
to solve it or even to give a challenge to the lover boy or the lover girl, right? They are in the movie, but they are not.
Involved
Doing
in
the
the-
typical
the
kind
maa-baap.
of thing.
Yeah.
The father and mother, Anushka's father and mother could have easily come into
तूने
picture.
हमारी बेटी की
हाँ.
In
जिंदगी
fact,
बर्बाद
it's
कर
the
दी.
opposite.
Yeah.
Her mother is teasing her.
Yeah.
कि तो क्या लगता है उसके बारे में.
हाँ, कितना सुंदर है.
Yeah.
तूने आज पहली बार उसे प्रेज किया है.
Yeah. In fact, the only thing that hasn't aged well about that movie is, I'm sorry, मैं थोड़ा पहले
Yeah,
बोल
it's
रही
okay.
हूँ. So the only thing that hasn't aged well about the movie is Anushka saying कि मैं 25 के बाद शादी करूँगी और लड़का मुझे काम करने देगा.
हाँ.
So
yeah.
it was a bit unbelievable for me कि like a girl, a very confident and इतना entrepreneurial girl like Anushka could say something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they decided to put that.
I think it's very clear that she knows कि वो सब चीज तो unavoidable है. At some point my parents are gonna if not force, at least like convince me to get married. So I'm myself giving myself a timeline. By 25 I want to do all this. और उसके बाद ठीक है मैं तुम्हारा करा के खत्म कर दूंगी, and then I'll continue with my own life. But I want to say this premise के small town boy and girl want to make it big. It reminded me a little bit of Bunty or Bubbly. Only in that film they choose to become chores, and in this one
Robin Hood.
Sorry,
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Okay, correction.
They choose to become Robin Hoods, and in this one they're like, नहीं business करेंगे business.
Business.
So yeah.
They're like Robin Ambani.
I like the little touch that Anushka has this whole proposal ready with her in her hands, and the logo of Shadi Mubarak, her company, is the same logo for Band Baja Baaraat, the movie. So that's a nice little touch.
Because that movie was also supposed to be named
Shadi
as
Mubarak.
Shadi Mubarak. I don't know why they changed it.
I think it's a very inside joke. I think it has a deeper meaning to it. So myself, Christopher Nolan की शिष्य, I would like to believe that उनका शादी मुबारक business इतना बड़ा हो गया that they started producing movies.
Oh.
And that's why the logo of Band Baja Baaraat looks so similar.
Whoa.
Interstellar
भी बना चुके
वही
हैं
तो।
यशराज वाले. We didn't know.
So we are
Nolan sir, if you like this video, please contact. I'm ready for internship. Hello.
we are in their universe while watching a movie.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
Yes.
amazing.
All of us are characters. Which is why, like, imagine after Delhi, how far can you go? Kalyan.
Wow.
Kalyan is the next Noida.
People are dropping
not
things in the studio.
It's not a rom-com movie at all.
It's not.
It's sci-fi actually.
suspense
Like,
thriller.
wow.
Yeah. अभी भी चल रही मूवी. आपको
My
लग रहा है कि
goodness.
आप घर जाओगे? नहीं आप
Oh
फ्रेम
God.
नहीं हो अभी भी.
I might find Bittu Sharma on the way.
Yeah.
Bread pakodi की कसम.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Ranveer Singh. So this is his debut. And I just have to say the guy is just charming as fuck. Like you cannot not like him when you see him in the movie. Jatin, you've worked with Ranveer.
Yeah.
Urjita, have you ever met Ranveer in real life?
No.
I've met him once. We went for the premiere for Girl in the Yellow Boots, which was Anurag Kashyap's film. And that time this film had just like become really big.
तुमको प्रीमियर के लिए बुलाया था?
मतलब हम लोग मीडिया स्टूडेंट्स थे, हमारे एक सीनियर ने कुछ एक दो
जुगाड़।
इंटर्न वाले काम किए थे सेट पे, तो अनुराग कश्यप वाज लाइक हाँ चल आजा.
See, ये बैक स्टोरी मांगती है ना. ऐसे कैजुअली बोल दिया हम प्रीमियर के लिए गए थे अनुराग कश्यप की मूवी में.
वही अचानक हम लोग सोचे थे सूट बूट में गया. When he gave the story, we knew धोती में गया था वहाँ पर.
So let me rephrase that. Infinity Mall के PVR में था, and there were two shows. There was a 5 p.m. show and there was an 8 p.m. show. 8 p.m. show was the proper premiere in which all the big wigs came. The 5 p.m. was like for school students and media students, filmmaking, whatever. तो उसमें हम लोगों को बुलाया था.
But very nice of Anurag to do that.
Yeah. Anurag was there, Kalki was there, and Gulshan Devaya was also there. Your favorite Gulshan Devaya.
My favorite.
But while we were leaving, the 8 p.m. crowd was just starting to come in. So we were all starstruck, like, you know, all these people. And one of them was Ranveer. And you could see he was networking even back then.
Yeah.
And then all of us approached him for a photo. And then he clicked a photo with me, which we can maybe display on screen when this episode goes out. And I showed it to my grandmother. And she didn't know who Ranveer Singh was, right? So she saw the photo and she was like, "Sir, पता नहीं लग रहा है कि तू इसका fan है कि ये तेरा fan है." Because the guy put his arm around me and everything. Yeah, sweet guy. But
But don't forget, Ranveer is a Sindhi.
Yeah.
So he'll always be great at networking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus he's a khar Sindhi, not a Bandra Sindhi.
Yes.
Khar Sindhi is more like वो हर खार सिंधी के अंदर एक ब्रोकर की आत्मा रहती है. Remember that. They are always looking for an opportunity.
Right.
To sell their Bandra flats.
Yeah. So sorry, you were
I'm saying
asking
you
about-
worked with him
Yeah.
on a show. And also I believe you were in radio when this movie came out and you interviewed them.
Yeah.
What are your memories? What do you want to share with us about that?
So basically, when Band Baja Baaraat released, of course it was going to be released. It was about to release, and that time I went to Yashraj studio. I was with Fever 104, and that time I had to go and interview
even
them.
when you say that, it's like an RJ saying.
Fever 104, Bukhar.
Continue.
So Anushka was in one separate cabin
Right.
of Yashraj Studios, and Ranveer was in the other cabin. Anushka पोहे खाते खाते बात कर रही थी.
Right.
Already
And she
lover.
was like, yeah.
Radio
And
तो है.
actually, I also fell in love. दो लोग जिनको मैं मिला, पहले कतरीना कैफ. So we used to ask, as producers, we used to ask, what will you have? Suddenly she's like, I want to have vada pav with mirchi.
Really?
I'm like, Katrina Kaif, आज तो तुझसे प्यार हो गया यार. So yeah,
I
that.
thought Katrina जहाँ भी जाती है, a bottle of slice just appears.
Yeah.
And then she.
Yeah. Rasiya.
Sorry, Urjita.
वो she's trying to get rid of that image.
So she went the other way. Vada pav.
To vada pav.
Vada
तुम
pav
अभी
and
भी-
mirchi. Mirchi
Mirchi,
लेकर आना है.
damn,
And I
okay.
was like,
Yeah,
wow.
It's the exact opposite of slice.
Yeah. And I think इसलिए विकी कौशल को भी पसंद आई होगी because
Oh.
Vicky
Oof,
is
mirchi.
very
Vicky would have been like,
Desi.
मैं मिर्ची बन जाऊँ.
हाँ मैं मिर्ची ही हूँ. So
Anyway.
Anushka's memory is that she was eating poha and she was talking about the film, and I think every time I've met Anushka Sharma I know about one thing, that उसकी first film हो या last film हो या जो भी हो, she is a very confident woman. I've never met one more confident than her. रणवीर सिंह आई हैव सीन लाइक वो जैसे वो फेयरनेस क्रीम के शेड्स बदलते देखते हैं वैसे मैंने रणवीर सिंह को बदलते देखा है. So the first time I go and I meet him at Yashraj studio, I was supposed to do an audio interview. So I go over there and I'm like, so this is one memory that I have where I asked him, Ranveer, अगर ये फिल्म चल गई तो we know what is going to happen. अगर फिल्म नहीं चली तो क्या होगा?
Oh man.
And he said, कुछ नहीं, मैं हर गुरुवार को खार के गुरुद्वारा में जाके बैठता हूँ, तो मैं हिट हो गई तो भी वहीं पर मिलूँगा और फ्लॉप हो गई तो भी वहीं पर मिलूँगा.
Oh man.
And I was like, I really hope कि आपको गुरुवार में मैं वहाँ पर नहीं देखूँ तो आपकी शूट हो. And even Ranveer that time had a, like he knew that maybe luck साथ देना दे, but he knew that his hard work will be by his side. So he was always about, मैं कर लूँगा. So that was the thing. And then I've like written for his show that was on television. He was a host. And I saw him after, each and every
Many years.
achievement
Yeah,
in this country that you can have probably in Bollywood. Got married to Deepika Padukone, changed him completely again. But yeah, one thing है, वो पागल आदमी. वो आदमी बिल्कुल पागल है. Sometimes I wonder that Deepika ने हाँ कैसे बोला. But there are a lot of things. He has a lot of energy and he works.
You remember
really
when he danced on Linking Road dressed as
well.
Krish?
Krish.
Yeah.
I think that is the time
Yeah.
we all fell in love. I have a theory
Yeah.
that रणवीर सिंह से लोग मूवीज की वजह से इतना प्यार नहीं करते जितना
Off screen.
ऑफ स्क्रीन थिंग्स, बिकॉज ही इज सो लाइक
Yeah.
like the youngsters कि मैं कर लूंगा यार, जो करना है बोलो मैं करूंगा. आई एम गोइंग टू एंजॉय इट.
Yeah. He sounds like that excited kid in college जो हर फेस्ट में participate कर रहा है, हर जगह MC कर रहा है. He sounds like that guy.
हाँ, सो प्रियंका चोपड़ा ने एक बार कहा था while we were
Look
on
at
the
Jatin
show.
casually like so Priyanka Chopra
तो मैं
and
बताऊं,
Jonas
प्रियंका चोपड़ा ने while we were having wine, no, that's not true.
and
नहीं,
Poha.
and poha, wine and poha.
Yeah.
Wow. So Priyanka spoke about this thing that when you look at Ranveer Singh, तो पता चलता है कि अगर किसी का ड्रीम पूरा होता है ना,
Yeah, yeah.
तो उसकी फीलिंग क्या होती है. बिकॉज वो अंदर जो फील कर रहा है वो बाहर है.
Right.
हम लोग सब बाकी बोलते थे नाउ वी हैव बिकम स्टार्स, वी कांट एक्सप्रेस,
Right.
बट ही एक्सप्रेसेस इट जो उसको मिला है. So I think that's why we all love him. We all want to be. I think in India everyone has this deep down desire that we should be an actor.
Yeah.
एक मतलब भले लाश का रोल मिल जाए, पर एक बार मैं आ जाऊँ big screen पे.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this film was apparently offered to Ranbir Kapoor. And he turned it down. And I think in an episode of Coffee with Karan, he said he regrets turning this down. And Aditya Chopra was blown over by the audition that Ranveer gave.
Yeah.
And apparently told him that you're not conventionally good looking, so you better act well. which I think is a very true but harsh thing to say.
It has like stuck matlab with him, I feel abhi bhi.
And during the shooting of this film, somewhere in Delhi, they were shooting early morning, and because they were shooting, they needed some police protection. And the police turned up, and the shoot went on for hours. And apparently, the police was like, "Why are we giving protection for a hero that nobody even knows?"
Yeah.
So
I thought you are going to say that police आई उसको ही लेके गए, चलो चलो बाहर जाओ. तुम क्या कर रहे हो?
anything you want to add, Urjita?
So like I have many, हम point by point जा रहे हैं.
Sure.
तो एक तो मुझे पहले तो मूवी अगर आप देखो तो एवरीथिंग इज नाइस. मुझे बस ये समझ नहीं आता कि यार कौन सा इवेंट मैनेजमेंट शादी में नाचता है अपनी प्लान की हुई.
It was a last moment thing, okay.
But ये मेरा भी पॉइंट था, वो हर शादी में नाचे ही नाचे.
Yeah, nobody cares
Yeah.
about their performance.
Yeah, and they are planners who's planning it
Yeah.
while they are dancing.
Yeah, and चलो स्टार्टिंग में अगर वो पहली वाली शादी में वो जो नाच रहे, दैट आई स्टिल अंडरस्टैंडेबल कि वो माहौल बना रहे. लास्ट वाली शादी में शाहरुख खान नहीं आ सकता तो हम करेंगे.
Yeah.
एंड एवरीबडी इज लाइक तुमने मेरी शादी बना दी. नो तुम ऐसे किसी भी
Yeah,
शाहरुख
yeah.
खान का डांस जज करने के लिए नहीं आए लोग यहाँ पे.
10
शाहरुख खान
करोड़
का
की शादी थी वो, 10 करोड़
Yeah.
की 10 crores.
Yeah.
I would be very upset if I'm like paying 10 crores and I'm like
The wedding planners are
कौन-
Yeah, it's not about the dance in a wedding. If it was about the dance, तो संगीत
Yeah.
performances में चाचा जी और चाची जी को नहीं बुलाते.
बिल्कुल.
So that I found
Yeah,
a little
I
weird.
agree.
वो तो एक मतलब टेक्निकल फ्लॉ था कि आप यार ऐसा this can't be a cover up. Like I
Sure.
understand आपको डांस दिखाना है रणवीर और अनुष्का का,
हाँ.
बट फिर भी
Fair
लॉजिकली लाइक इमेजिन इवेंट मैनेजर्स जितने भी आगे जाए होंगे वो बजट कम करने के लिए सोचते हैं हम नाच के दिखाएंगे.
हाँ.
और वहाँ पे वो स्टेज से उनको दिखाई दे रहा है ब्राइड और दूल्हा दुल्हन, वो दोनों देख रहे हैं कि अरे यार कोर्ट में कर लेते.
हाँ, इमेजिन
क्यों
इंटरव्यूज
है?
वैसे हो रहे हैं कि इवेंट
हाँ.
मैनेजमेंट कंपनी में आप गए, अच्छा क्या करते हो, अरे बट डांस और सिंगिंग तो लिखा नहीं है, सॉरी वी कांट टेक यू.
अरे बट शामक दवर से सीख के आया हो क्या है आप.
By the way, this is the film जिससे मुझे पता चला कि सैनिक फार्म्स is like the posh area of
Oh,
Delhi,
yeah,
because I didn't
yeah.
know that. But okay, we'll take a quick break at this point. When we come back, we'll talk about Anushka and the little bit problems that I have with the second half of the movie. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Hey everyone, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Listeners, presenting to you Club Vartalap, the premier tier offering for our podcast. Here you get a number of perks like access to extra bits and clips from the episodes, completely unfiltered, uncut and raw. The chance of watching or listening to the full episodes 2 days before the official release. And absolutely free of cost entry to the Vartalap Just Us live shows. That's right, stories in person. Occasional live streams of the episode tapings on YouTube, an exclusive members-only Telegram group with Akash and Naveen, and you also get your name on the producer slates at the very end credits of all the video episodes. So go to youtube.com/@Vartalab and click on the join button to become a member now. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by actress Mithila Palkar. They talk about her endeavors in mainstream acting, theatre and regional cinema. And we also get to hear her sing some beautiful songs for us. On Think Fast, Varun and Suchita are joined by Pranav Mani of Brain & Co. They talk about culture from a Gen Z perspective and what appeals to this generation. And on Vartalab, Naveen and Akash are joined by poet and writer Preeti Vangani. The trio talks about the different scams that are happening over the world and the problems with the society. Once again, do not forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We've got some super cool and exciting stuff over there for you and your loved ones. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, then do not forget to spread the word. You know, it really helps us a lot. And of course, don't forget to rate and review our shows on whatever platform you are listening to them. All our video shows are also available on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Cash Repayments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you so much for making this possible.
And we're back on Has It Aged Well with Jatin and Urjita in the studio. Before we move on, there's one small thing I wanted to talk about and ask you guys. So in the beginning, we see Ranveer's character Bittu crashing a wedding.
Yeah.
ये इनकी setting है कि जब इनको खाना नहीं, hostel के खाने से बोर हो जाते हैं तो शादी crash करते हैं.
Yeah.
Have either of you crashed a wedding?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
Thanks.
where?
Please tell us about it. Because I also have a story.
Yeah, so actually, you know, while I was working at radio, so we planned this in the
Oh.
wedding season. We said, हम लोग करेंगे and we'll go, and we said, if you also want to crash a wedding, come and join us. So there is
इवेंट
this
बना दिया.
What is this?
चोरी का इवेंट कैसे बनाते
चोरी
हैं?
का
I was
event.
about to say-
I was with Red FM बजाते रहो. So
Isn't there any legality angle of this?
not right now.
Okay.
मतलब right
Not
now we
back
face
then.
that was a free time, Abbas.
Right, I know.
So yeah, we made this whole thing that you can come and you can join us and crash a wedding with us. We went.
इसके posters भी थे क्या?
Oh God.
Come one, come all.
Listen, that listener got slapped.
Oh.
See, of course, because मैं तो चंट था ही पहले से, तो मुझे पता था कि किस हद तक करना है. मैं नान एक ही लूंगा. उससे ज्यादा शक हो जाएगा. So of course that guy, and तरुण करके रेडियो जॉकी होते थे. So he was on an earpiece with Tarun.
Oh, okay.
So Tarun in his voice I said, अरे तो अगर आपको भी 1,000 रुपए का वाउचर जीतने हैं तो आप ऊपर जाके उनको शेक हैंड करके आएंगे. So ये शेक हैंड करने, हाँ. तो ये शेक हैंड करने चला गया. उन्होंने हाथ पकड़ने के बाद छोड़ा ही नहीं. बोला भाई हाथ तो मिला लिया, अब हो कौन. Then that poor guy was like, please इनसे बात कर लो, ये कर लो. But yeah, amazing. And that is the time I realized I can run really fast. So
That's even more suspicious when you ask someone के कहाँ से आए हो, किसके साइड पे हो. Actually ये
आप कैमरा पे हैं. Yeah,
so for me it happened by mistake. This was in Bangalore. No, so I swear to God,
By
it was
mistake
It
क्या
was by
होता है?
mistake. We were invited to another wedding of my friends.
Oh, अच्छा.
Friends
ऐसे तो मेरा
relative.
भी हुआ है. हाँ.
हाँ, and then when we reached the mandap, and again this is when we were not using G maps and all. So we were new in the city. Bangalore में इतना पता भी नहीं था. And this one hall where we saw उसके आसपास ही था, यही होगा. And we sat there, we were sitting and everything. कोई पहचान वाला दिख ही नहीं रहा है. But then now we were awkward to just get up and go. What if someone asks? So then I don't think we ate the food, but we ate the starters and the ice cream, and then we left.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, and nobody left.
ऐसा
stopped
मेरा
us.
भी हुआ था कि सो ऐसे ना 3-4 शादियाँ एक साथ चल रही थी बड़े लॉन पे. तो जो हमारा खाना था वो एक्चुअली राइट साइड में था, पर हम गलती से लेफ्ट में गए. दोनों साइड पे पर्दे थे. वो तकेशीस कैसल का गेम आता है ना, मेज वाला, ये वैसा सीन है. ये क्या नीश रेफरेंस है ये. सो हम राइट साइड में जाने की जगह लेफ्ट साइड में गए. एक तो हम पहले थे खाने की तरफ जाने वाले. आई एम ऑलवेज द फर्स्ट वन बिकॉज आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन यू गाइज, द गाइज हु आर गेटिंग मैरिड. सो हम लेफ्ट में गए, खाना वाना ले रहे, एंड देन पूरा प्लेट भर लिया. एंड देन बाजू में देखा तो थोड़ा ऐसे सिंधी वाइब आई शादी से. मैंने बोला हमारी तो मराठी वाली शादी थी ना, ये यहाँ पे
And then Urjita was, अरे रणवीर.
so पूरा वो जगमग देख के मुझे आई रियलाइज दिस इज द रॉन्ग शादी. सो देन आई टर्न एंड आई वाज लाइक व्हाट डू आई डू विद दिस फूड. सो देन हम ऐसे टर्न किए एंड आई वाज स्टिल लुकिंग फॉर समबडी फ्रॉम द वेडिंग, ताकि मैं आई कांटेक्ट करके उनको बताऊं गलती से ये ले लिया है, किसको देना है. तो एक अंकल दिख गया एंड ही इज लाइक क्या हुआ बेटा. मैंने कहा अंकल हम बाजू वाली शादी में, देखो झूठ नहीं बोल रहे, अच्छे कपड़े पहने. so then he is like अरे खा लो आप खा लो. and then he insisted that you finish the food here and
sweet
then.
of him.
Wow. फिर
So, yeah.
फिर अंकल ने भी बोला अरे मैं भी बाजू की शादी का ही हूँ.
आप इनसे बात करिए.
आप इनसे बात कीजिए.
Anyway, okay, let's get to Anushka.
Yeah.
I think she's very good in this film. There are a few places where I think her the Delhi accent seems a little put on,
Yeah.
but I still think she pulls it off quite well.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Anushka?
सो अनुष्का एंड रणवीर दोनों का मैंने ये नोटिस किया है कि उनका पूरा एक्टिंग देखोगे ना, तुमको पहली फ्रेम से पता चल रहा है ये दोनों दिल्ली के लोग हैं. लाइक यू हैव मी, आई डोंट केयर इफ योर बैकग्राउंड इज एक्चुअली दिल्ली और नॉट,
Right.
बट वो समझ में आ रहा है. लाइक इट डजंट फील लाइक कि फॉर आई एम ड्राइंग पैरेलल स्टूडेंट ऑफ द ईयर the first
Right,
one
right,
and this
right.
one, like
Yeah.
जिसमें ऐसा लग रहा था like वरुण धवन was trying so hard to sound like a guy जो सिर्फ इंडिया में पला बड़ा है. So but that's not true. So इसका वो लग रहा था कि ये दोनों दिल्ली से है, कि अभी ये जाएंगे सरोजनी नगर शॉपिंग करने.
Yeah.
एंड अनुष्का ने भी वो कैरेक्टर बहुत सही पकड़ा है.
Right.
Yeah.
लाइक उसका इवन तरकीब पूरे सॉन्ग सीक्वेंस में तनुष्का ऑफ कोर्स वो दोनों का डायलॉग्स नहीं है, बट इवन देन यू कैन रिमेम्बर अ सीन
Yeah.
जिसमें वो बार्गेनिंग कर रही है वो इससे क्या क्या बोलते हैं वो हाथ गाड़ी वाले से कि अरे इतना ही होता है इतने होता है, एंड उसका वो समझ में आ रहा है. सो आई फील लाइक वेरी ग्रेट एक्टिंग, इवन द ड्रेस सेंस 10 out of 10 टू द फैशन डिजाइनर जो भी था. आई रियली, मैं यूजुअली कपड़े नोटिस नहीं करती, बट उसमें आई वाज लाइक मैन वी यूज्ड टू वेयर क्लोथ्स लाइक दिस इन कॉलेज, सो आई रियली लाइक दैट.
I think for me, it's the Dilli wali comes out when Ranveer is trying to hit on her and she's like, "Chapat marungi tere ko." Like she's used to it. She's used to these guys being sort
Chape.
of loafer chape type.
And
Chepda.
also- Chepda.
Chepda, she calls him also that.
उनका लव स्टोरी भी मुझे बहुत सही लगा, बिकॉज इट डजंट स्टार्ट ऑफ लाइक अ रेगुलर लव स्टोरी. रणवीर लाइक्स हर, ओके, लाइक्स आल्सो, ही इज नॉट लाइक ही नहीं कुछ नहीं, इज लाइक चल ट्राई मार के देखते हैं. इट इज दैट वाइब. एंड वो जब भी बस में उन दोनों का कॉन्वर्सेशन होता है, ही रियलाइजेस वेरी क्विकली कि अरे नहीं ये तो दोस्ती टाइप है, ये प्यार और के लाइफ
वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम है.
वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम. एंड इमीडिएटली वो बोलता भी उसको, आई थिंक इन हिज वर्ड्स, एंड शी इज आल्सो लाइक हाँ चल ठीक है. सो उनका काफी थ्रू आउट द मूवी वो बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स वाला वाइब है.
Right.
एंड आई फील दैट्स द ओनली मूवी जिसमें वो बेस्ट फ्रेंड वाला वाइब एक्यूरेटली उन्होंने दिखाया लड़का लड़की के
Between a girl
बीच
and a
में.
boy. But then that doesn't work out, right? Like it eventually leads to some complications.
Yeah.
But that's the central contradiction, right? कि Anushka का character, I forgot her name in the movie. What's her name?
Shruti.
Shruti.
Yeah.
Shruti कहती है
श्रुति
कि
कक्कर.
श्रुति
Before
कक्कड़.
टोनी
And बिट्टू
कक्कर,
शर्मा.
नेहा कक्कर, सोनू कक्कर, there was श्रुति
श्रुति
कक्कर.
कक्कड़, yes. वो बोलती है कि मुझे तेरे साथ पार्टनरशिप नहीं करनी क्योंकि तू कल आई लव यू बोल देगा, फिर सब like everything will go to shit. But then the reverse happens when they
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
sleep together. She falls in love with him rather
Yeah.
than him.
Yeah.
And also there was this one small thing, I don't know if it was deliberate or not. There is that scene where they establish an office और वो furniture वगैरह ला रहे हैं, and they set up a bed, and then Ranveer lies down on the bed, jumps on it, and he says बड़ा मजा आएगा.
अरे यार
सिर्फ अब्बास
Yeah.
अब्बास ये चीज को देख सकता था.
Yeah.
अभी तक आदित्य चोपड़ा को भी ये बात नहीं पता है,
Yeah.
बट अब्बास को पता चल चुकी है.
आदित्य चोपड़ा, मनीष शर्मा और डायलॉग राइटर को देख के मजा कर रहे हैं तुमको.
Was it foreshadowing?
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no. So even in that bed वाला scene, I loved how इतना उनको दिखाना था कि इनका फ्रेंडशिप पहले प्लेटोनिक था, बिकॉज वो लिटरली वो उसकी मम्मी को बोल रही है कि हाँ मैं इस ऑफिस में
Right,
रुक रही हूँ,
right.
एंड तभी कुछ नहीं दिखाया है. कोई सीन नहीं, वो खाना खाने के बाद सोती है और ये भी साइड में सोता है, तो वो डिस्टेंस है, द
Yeah.
फ्रेंड डिस्टेंस, इट्स देयर. सो आई रियली लाइक दैट. उनका फ्रेंडशिप अच्छे से उन्होंने प्लेटोनिक दिखाया. बाद
The
में भले ही
friend
किसी भी
distance. I'll take that with me. The friend distance.
Yeah.
ऐसा पता है? This
I
is the
don't
first unit of measurement that I've heard. The
Friend
friend
distance.
distance.
Okay, so then does that mean that the moral of the story is that you don't do a successful deal, because if you do, you will end up sleeping with your business partner?
See, I think that's why the one dialogue that is there throughout the film is व्यापार में प्यार नहीं. So because see basically there are a lot of people who also say this, that अरे friends के साथ में partnership नहीं करनी चाहिए, business नहीं करना चाहिए, सब कुछ बिगड़ जाता है. So of course यार, I think किसी को अपने दोस्त को पैसे देकर देखो, दोस्ती 2 मिनट में टूटती है. So I think it's true.
The way Jatin pointed at me, I feel like, do I owe Jatin some money?
I'm meeting you after 10 years, Abbas. कहाँ है 150 रुपए?
इंटरेस्ट मिला
इंटरेस्ट मिला कर दो पूरे 150 और 15 रुपए, और
उसके में वड़ा पाव खा गए.
वड़ा पाव विद मिर्ची.
10 साल में 15 रुपए बढ़े. इट लुक्स लाइक यू सपोर्ट दिस गवर्नमेंट. Sorry, I couldn't resist that.
I want to quickly talk about that one portion where they go meet the superstar wedding planner.
Yeah.
Sheena, I think her name is.
चंदा नारंग.
हाँ.
Yeah.
And it turns out she's running a scam. She's not
Yeah.
actually paying her workers as much. I thought it was very relatable. हर एक के साथ ये एक instance जरूर होता है when the
Yeah.
person you think of as legend,
Yeah.
and then that myth breaks when you find out
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, and you don't even realize that at that point. You realize it when somebody else pays you a lot of amount for the same work, and you're like, तो अब तक चूतिया बन रहे थे हम. आप जो काम के 500 दे रहे हो, काम के मेरे को 25 रुपए मिल रहे थे और मैं खुश हो रही थी.
Wow, ये IVM के owners को तो नहीं है ना?
नहीं.
अच्छा.
Urjita doesn't work for IBM. I
Yeah.
do. So
Not anymore.
still very much. But that whole section of the film, the way they show the dealings that are happening, जो clients हैं वो किस चीज़ पे गुस्सा होते हैं, किन चीज़ों पे they
Yeah.
take offense, the way they crack these deals with clients, how they steal clients, poach, whatever.
Yeah, poach clients.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that whole bit was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And
हाँ.
then, go ahead.
I think क्योंकि for the first time they showed that world like you know वेडिंग प्लानर्स मतलब हमारे यहाँ तो क्या होता था कि यार जो उसमें डायलॉग भी है कि हमारे तो यार घर पे ही कर लेते चाचा ये सब और मेरे घर पे हुआ है. आई विल टेल यू अ स्टोरी लेटर. आई डोंट नो इफ आई कैन से इट नाउ बट वेडिंग प्लानर्स आर एक्चुअली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज बोल दो कहानी.
हाँ बोलना.
ठीक है. सो वेडिंग प्लानर्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज आई रिमेंबर दिस. आई वाज अ किड 8-9 years. पंजाबी वेडिंग तो बहुत शोर शराबा होता ही है वैसे भी. तो हम लोग पूना गए थे और वहाँ पर सुबह हम लोग बारात लेकर खड़े हैं. हमारे चाचा की शादी थी, वो शेरवानी में खड़े हैं और उतने में जो हमारे छोटे चाचा हैं वो मेरे बाजू में आए. उन्होंने बोला वो घोड़ी कित्थे है. तो दूसरे चाचा ने बोला वो घोड़ी कित्थे है. दोनों ने एक दूसरे को घोड़ी के लिए किया और दोनों ने बुक ही नहीं की थी. अब सब तो खड़े हैं और रात को शराबें हुई हैं और दादाजी को बोल नहीं सकते कि ये तो भूल गए. तो वो हो गए घोड़ी वाला फोन नहीं उठा रहा. ओके तब लैंडलाइंस ही होते थे ये सब चीजें. तो उतने में किसी ने एक जीनियस आइडिया तो आते ही है वहाँ पे. तो बोला हाँ तो कोई नहीं रिक्शा ले आओ. तो रिक्शा लेकर आ गए. रिक्शा में उन्होंने बोला कि हम बैठ जाएंगे अंदर और ये करेंगे. तो जो चाचा की जो बहनें थी वो लोग नाराज हो गई क्योंकि हमें एक रिवाज होता है, एक रस्म होती है कि घोड़े को चने खिलाने होते हैं. ओके. सो दे सेड क्या बचपन का सपना था चने किसको खिलाएंगे, चने किसको खिलाएंगे, रिक्शा वाले को खिलाएं. यस. ये जीनियस आइडिया आया था. हमारी एक बुआ जी थी पठानकोट से, तो रिक्शा वाले को उन्होंने चने खिलाए.
इमेजिन द रिक्शा वाला डेली हॉरोस्कोप इन द मॉर्निंग. आज तुम्हें रैंडम स्ट्रेंजर्स चने खिलाने वाले हैं एंड ही लाइक कि हाउ इज दिस गोइंग टू वर्क आउट, लेट मी सी.
आज तुम किसी की शादी करवाने वाले हो.
शादी के चने. वाओ.
सडनली उसकी रिक्शा के पीछे धन्नो लिखा है. लाइक धन्नो क्यों लिखा है मेरी ऑटो के पीछे.
धन्नो was a single घोड़ी. She was not a शादी वाली घोड़ी. No, just clarify.
Who knows Abbas? I don't know. Maybe वो इंटरस्टेलर की तरह धन्नो की भी एक लाइफ हो.
एंड सी बसंती के साथ रहना उसकी हॉबी होगी बट शादी वाला उसका मेन फ्रीलांस बिजनेस होगा ना.
मेन फ्रीलांस बिजनेस.
मेन फ्रीलांस. I'm in a main freelance business right now.
Okay, then I want to talk about, then of course they hit the big deal. They do a big wedding and they're celebrating in the night and they happen to sleep with each other. And the section after that, I think there's a chunk in the middle where I think the film kind of becomes a little cliche. Like when I was watching the first 45 minutes, I was like, fuck, this is like a 10 out of 10 movie. But then that one section comes where I think it right at the interval point, because they very conveniently interval right after they sleep together, like ab kya hoga, what are we now. It's the typical what are we now movie. So what do you guys think about that? I just think
major props to YRF for not going the kabhi अलविदा ना कहना melodramatic route. कि ऐसा भी कर सकते थे कि वो कि ओ दोनों अभी सैड है क्या करे, बट इंस्टेड इज कि यार उसकी फीलिंग्स हर्ट हो जाएगी, मैंने उसको डंप कर दिया तो. सो वो वैसा जोन लिया है. एंड इवन सो जब भी अनुष्का शर्मा वो पूरे सीन में व्हेन शी इज कन्फ्रंटिंग रणवीर, तो she also like plays it cool because she knows कि friendship can't lose the friendship and also
in the beginning. Yes.
So yeah, तो जब भी वो उसको वो पूरा I loved her acting so much in that one frame कि वो रणवीर बोल रहा है, ओ मुझे तो लग रहा था तो सीरियस हो जाएगी, and she's like हाँ नहीं मैं तो नहीं, and she's just repeating whatever last word he is saying कि हाँ हम तो casually है ना, ऐसा कुछ भी. She's like yeah casual. She's just like repeating the word and it feels like yeah. So can't होगा ना. So and it feels like she's repeating that to herself कि हाँ ये है. So I feel like her acting was brilliant in that one scene.
See मुझे लगता है कि that movie had a brilliant pace. मतलब बहुत. That's why the first half you fall in love with it because everything, even the Chandan Arang part, everything is so crisp, properly edited. After that the movie loses that pace and that's why we feel that because you know after that sex scene everything becomes a little slow and not that much fun. जो first half में था शादी है, नाच रहे हैं, गा रहे हैं, पैकेजिंग बढ़िया है, everything is going, you know, एकदम ग्राफ ऊपर जा रहा है. But then we don't know. So I think वहाँ पर है. और रिवर्स कटना बोलते हैं इसको. जैसे you know usually ये लड़के फील करते हैं, वो वहाँ पे लड़की के थ्रू उन्होंने बताया कि लड़की the girl has fallen in love and the guy is like you know trying to keep it very casual
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
तो वो
So
I think
I have a question. Sorry, complete your point. Then
हाँ
I'll ask.
नहीं basically वही.
Is Ranveer commitment phobic or is he a fuck boy? Like,
In
between-
real life or
No. No, in the movie. Bittu Sharma.
I feel like Ranveer is उसका commitment से कोई संबंध नहीं है. I feel like he genuinely didn't know that this is love, what he's feeling for her. उसका कैसा है Ranveer? So many guys have this theory in their minds कि you know प्यार उससे होता है ऐसे first love at first sight या फिर they never look at a potential lover with the eyes of कि what if she is my friend.
Okay.
So and because they both became such good friends, so Ranveer never realized that मेरे को इसकी आदत हो गई है and this is love. But also like I have a theory for that. What if he genuinely didn't love her, but in the end when he realized कि fuck ये देश छोड़ के जा रही है, खत्म हो जाएगा शादी मुबारक. That is why he said yes, just to save the business.
और एक टैलेंट इंडिया से बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए.
Yeah.
रोक लो इसे.
Yeah, single-handedly responsible for stopping the brain drain.
I'm not gonna work with Chanda ma'am again. Fuck that.
Yeah. I feel like he did the whole thing just because
नहीं
he
पर
was
आपने
afraid.
जैसे जो थियरी की बात कही ना, you were talking about this thing that लड़कों की थियरी है. Actually being a guy I can talk about it.
Oh, yeah,
लड़कों
sorry.
की थियरी लड़कों की थियरी क्या होती है कि लड़के लोग बहुत ही कंपार्टमेंटलाइज करते हैं अपनी इमोशंस को. सो लव एट फर्स्ट साइट हुआ है उसको बिकॉज इन द बिगनिंग, इसलिए वो पीछे
Yeah,
पड़ता है
yeah.
उसके. बट देन श्रुति ओनली सेज दैट लफड़ा नहीं होना चाहिए. तू आज
हाँ,
फ्रेंड बोल रहा है,
exactly.
आई
कल
लव
I
यू
love you
बोल
बोल
देगा,
देगा.
तू ये कर देगा. तो वो ग्राफ उसके दिमाग में लड़की ने ही बिठा दिया है.
Yeah.
नाउ एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग ग्रेट एंड ही इज अ लूजर. लाइक
Yeah,
उसके
yeah.
पापा उसको छोड़कर चले जाते हैं गन्ने के खेत का सब बात करके. सो ही इज लाइक दैट ओके फाइन. सो कंपार्टमेंटलाइज हो गया कि यार इफ मतलब लाइफ में अभी अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, इफ आई फॉल इन लव विद हर ना तो सब खत्म हो जाएगा. एंड शी तो डजंट वांट इट ओनली ना.
Yeah.
उसने तो पहले ही बोला था कि ये तेरा रूल है. सो आई थिंक वो चीज वहां पर थी. एंड दैट्स व्हाई बिकॉज ही हैज फीलिंग्स बट ही इज नॉट एडमिटिंग टू इट बिकॉज ही वाज थिंकिंग यार बिजनेस चला जाएगा. आई थिंक द मूवी becomes great for me or is good for me because it is more about the business journey and along with there is a love ka angle, not the other way around. It's not a love story. It's a story of their dreams. That's why, you know, even I fell in love with that movie because of the song Tarkeebe.
Right.
Because it's written beautifully. In fact, I remember जब मतलब कुछ नहीं कर रहे थे लाइफ में, तब वो गाने सुन के मैं असल में मोटिवेट होता था. बिकॉज आई यूज्ड टू थिंक दैट यू नो इट स्पोक अ लॉट अबाउट हाउ इफ यू हैव ड्रीम्स दैट यू नो योर ट्रिक्स और योर आइडियाज इज एक्चुअली गोइंग टू मेक एवरीथिंग हैपन फॉर यू.
तरकीब में डोंट यू थिंक इट साउंड्स अ लॉट लाइक उसकी बीट्स काफी तन्हा दिल से सिमिलर है. शान
Kind of. Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Tarkeebe.
ओके सलीम.
आई एम नॉट इम्प्लाइंग एनीथिंग. मुझे दोनों सेम जॉनर के गाने हैं बस. दैट इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू से.
I want to talk about the side characters. This has the second most legendary Maqsood Bhai in Indian films. I think the first was in Munna Bhai MBBS. So they have these little characters who handle everything. One handles the catering and everything. And there's also a scene where Manu Rishi Chadda, who plays the cop, when they are separating they're emptying the office, like मेरी शादी कौन करवाएगा, and then they start to one up each other, trying कि हमारे साथ आइए, and the guy says कि तुम लोग तलाक करवा दो, शादी मत करवाओ. How believable is it that when they go their own separate ways, they are not able to thrive?
That part is believable, but
Okay.
the part where this random rich guy comes and says like कि तुम दोनों साथ करोगे तो साथ करोगे वरना नहीं करोगे, that is very extremely unbelievable.
I wouldn't put my 10 crores for
Yeah.
those two people who have separated and are doing a terrible job.
Yeah, only
Right.
like a Bollywood producer would go like कि मिलेगा तो दीपिका और रणवीर ही करेंगे साथ में. In fact, after a point, producers also कि अब कि चल रणवीर, चल राजकुमार राव को स्टूल पे खड़ा कर देंगे. It's just
I can believe that, right? Like when Salim Javed went their separate ways, the producer must have come like Salim Javed को वापस लावा like separately.
हाँ
Yeah.
उनका हुआ है, उनका genuinely है.
So why not Bittu and Neha?
But even that
Neha नहीं, sorry.
didn't work in the real sense later, right?
Yeah.
Because
देखिए क्योंकि हमारा तो क्या है, हम अलग हो चुके हैं तो अब हम साथ में नहीं आएंगे.
but Shruti
That
and Bittu
audio
came together.
listeners, we just had Javed Saab walk into our studio.
आज जीते रहो बेटा.
जावेद साहब आपने तो कुछ नहीं किया इस फिल्म में, आप क्यों आ गए स्टूडियो
अरे
में?
मैंने देखी है, वो कायदा 300 रुपये दिए हैं, 150 रुपये का पॉपकॉर्न लिया है।
150 रुपए आपके जेब में थे जब आप फिल्म देखने गए?
अरे बिल्कुल, मैंने चुराए थे फरहान के पॉकेट से।
वहाँ पे साथ में लॉन्ड्री का बिल भी मिला होगा ना?
हाँ, उसी के बाद मैंने गाना लिखा, मेरी लॉन्ड्री का एक बिल थी, आज ही टिकट भी थी उसमें, वो टिकट बैंड बाजा बारात की थी।
Okay. I don't know where this episode is going.
ना
But the guy who plays the rich dad who's throwing is the same guy who plays the boss in Rocket Singh.
Yeah.
I recently watched Rocket Singh again.
वो इकलौता ऐसा एक्टर है जिसका कैरेक्टर हर मूवी में every movie is playing the same character, but also there is like a difference. Like I remember इसमें Rocket Singh में then there was this movie called Blood Money. I don't know if you have seen it.
Yeah, Kunal Khemu.
Yeah.
You brought this movie up before also on some episode, but anyway.
So उसमें भी है, and same role यार, same role.
He's just got that like
Rich guy
He's
look.
like
rich guy look.
Rich guy, intense
rich
look.
guy.
He has the Nala Sopara का Elon Musk vibe. He has that vibe.
But he says ना कि मेरी बेटी ने कोई एक शादी अटेंड की थी जो उन्होंने फिक्स की थी, so I can kind of believe that कि वो जाके अपने पापा के पास ने मुझे इनसे ही शादी करनी है.
That is believable, but तुम दोनों साथ में ही करोगे वरना नहीं करोगे. That is slightly.
Because they are शादी मुबारक. They are like the Beatles. Like we will not do
The
it.
Beatles are wedding planning.
Yeah, the Beatles are wedding planning.
उन्हें होता है क्या famous? मुझे तो नहीं पता यार.
I don't know.
Name one wedding planning Beatle.
Chanda Narang.
No, but dude, they are very enterprising. I remember my cousin's wedding. The guy was clicking photos, and my dad just gave them a compliment. I think like very very well done, like very nicely put. And फटाक से उसने ऐसा कार्ड निकाल के अपना like sir anytime you want to get in touch. So yeah, they're very enterprising.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I would like to like मैंने कोट बनाया है मूवी से.
ओहो इरशाद.
So शेक्सपियर कह के गए थे.
जावेद साहब ध्यान दीजिए.
इरशाद बेटा, इरशाद.
मुझे जावेद साहब हेलो जावेद माय फ्रेंड.
हाँ बेटी बोलिए.
आपका होगा इरशाद, हमारा है दी दाऊदे.
दी जाओगे.
दी दाऊदे. So enriched vocabulary maketh a man, but bad pronunciations make it a memorable Bollywood actor. Business. The bad pronunciation, just the business, इतना famous हुआ वो.
Business famous हुआ और I think dialogues ना, dialogues बहुत अच्छे थे film के.
Yes.
I think that made a difference because actually if you'll see the movie is full of inconsistencies. Okay, because you'll see Ranveer Singh talking about money. He's counting money. There are a lot of shots, and then when they get a check just for comedy sake, they say 8-0 होते हैं. Then there was something like even Maqsood Bhai who meets them at Chanda Narang's wedding. Why does he join them? And he joins them and becomes like the guide and mentor. So
what I got out of it was that because again here he knows that his boss is not giving him the budgets that she's getting.
Yeah,
so
maybe
यहाँ पे it'll be more
honestly.
democratic, so I'll rather for the passion of wedding planning.
Yes.
But that's a very good point regarding the कितने zero आते करोड़ में. Big shout out to Habib Faisal who has written the dialogues and screenplay of the movie.
Yeah.
And which is I watched an interview of Manish Sharma, the director of the movie, film companion पे. At least मैंने count किया 20 बार तो उन्होंने Habib Faisal का नाम लिया है. And he was very generous कि मतलब वो पूरे time आपको he's like कि आपको अगर वो movie आज जो आप देख रहे हो Habib Faisal की वजह से हुई है. If it was not for him तो शायद इतनी अच्छी नहीं बनती.
Yeah, Habib and Manish working together were like the Bittu and Shruti of the movie.
Shruti.
Yeah.
No, but that's so true. See, in Bollywood, mostly we don't talk about dialogue writers.
Yes.
And I think dialogue writers make or break a movie in India, especially. Because, while I was watching this film and all, I was like, अरे इतने ज़्यादा memorable dialogues हम बोलते नहीं है. But then I was like, no, but we used to say this, we say this. That's the beauty of it. Gully Boy, I think, without dialogues would not be that good a movie. So dialogue writers, to give
they
it to
influence
them.
They influence a generation. If it works well, a movie works well, then you take a part of it from and you let it seep it in your language.
जावेद साहब आपको तो पता ही होगा.
अरे बिल्कुल बेटा हमने तो शोले लिखी है तो हमें पता है कितने आदमी थे.
But you know, dialogues के बारे में on a serious note, we people are very we all are dialogue bars. मतलब हमारे घर पे हमारे पापा भी dialogue writer हैं. Because if you would, अगर आप late आते थे घर पे, तो he wouldn't say that, you know, why are you late? He would say घर को होटल बना के रखा है. है ना?
और ये
Mother,
सब डैड्स ने सेम डायलॉग.
हाँ, मतलब ये इन लोग का फोरम वगैरह लग रहा है कोई हिडन सा.
मुझे भी बोला कि वेलकम टू वाणी लॉजिंग एंड बोर्डिंग.
हाँ, क्योंकि हम लोग हमारे घर पे भी अगर डांटते हैं हमें भी माँ बाप, हम भी ओके, तो हम भी ये कहते हैं, मैं तो आपकी बेटी हुई, मैं तो आपका बेटा हुई नहीं, आप मुझे कहीं से ऑर्फनेज से उठा के लाए रहोगे. सो वी आर ऑल मेलोड्रामेटिक डायलॉग बाज लोग.
मेरे पेरेंट्स उल्टे से बोलते भी थे, हाँ तू वैसे भी फैमिली में किसकी तरह दिखती नहीं है.
Guys, you can resolve your internal traumas in therapy. This is as it aged well, okay?
We have not aged well.
No, but it's supposed to be funny only.
I know. Yeah, it's getting traumatic. That's why I stopped you.
Papa, sorry.
That one touch I like ke Ranveer's character Bittu says biscuit, and then in the lyrics also he says chai mein duba biscuit ho gaya.
Yeah.
So that was a little nice touch there.
So ek sorry.
Trivia.
It's okay.
Trivia. Basically, so I think after the song was written, if I am not wrong, it's written by Jaideep Sahni. If I am not wrong, dekh lenge. But from there, they thought that this is a very catchy line, and you know, we all remembered that song first, then the movie.
Correct.
That time.
Yeah, the music is really good.
Yeah,
in
and
the film, yeah.
चाय में डूबा बिस्कुट हर किसी के साथ हुआ है. You know, वो पकड़ते पकड़ते ठप गिर गया. So from there, then they decided that we should have this word more in the movie,
dialogue,
so that so
nice.
they backtracked and created few scenes जहाँ पे ये करे.
Oh, wow. Lyrics influence the script.
Yeah, lot of time. I mean, विशाल शेखर वाले जो शेखर है, उन्होंने एक बार बताया था कि जैसे ज़े नसीब जो गाना है, उसमें you know the song was actually titled as बेतहाशा.
Okay.
But Shekhar said that, you know, Amitabh, I can't create a song out of this. Give me a better sounding word. And then they came up with Zain Naseeb.
Right.
So
I'm remembering a quote by Javed Akhtar himself where he said कि बॉलीवुड ऐसा है कि पहले आप कब्र खोद लेते हैं, फिर डिसाइड करते हैं मुर्दा फिट होगा कि नहीं.
बट डायलॉग्स के ऊपर अगर एनेक्डोट्स चल ही रहे हैं तो दिस इज माय फेवरेट एनेक्डोट. जावेद अख्तर सर की मैंने बुक अभी एक पढ़ी है, इट्स अ लॉन्ग इंटरव्यू. तो उसमें उन्होंने बोला था कि द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ यूजिंग द राइट वर्ड्स इन योर डायलॉग्स. सो बिकॉज आई एम ऑल्सो स्क्रिप्ट राइटर, तो मुझे वो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लगी थी बात कि शोले में जब भी गब्बर उसके हाथ काट देता है ठाकुर के, तो वो उसकी तरफ देख के he could have said anything or he could have not said anything at all, but he just looked at him and said, देख कैसे फड़फड़ आ रहा है. You know why I said फड़फड़ आ रहा है? Because उसकी नज़रों में वो ह्यूमन भी नहीं है, he's a creature. And वो फड़फड़ आना है word you only use for birds.
Wow.
So that was the whole thought behind it, कि you just say so many things without saying anything.
Also different words make it memorable, na?
Yeah.
फड़फड़ाना.
Yeah. I mean, since we are on a Javed Akhtar roll, I also remember.
ये बोलिए बेटा, मैं यहीं पे हूँ.
जावेद साहब, आपने मुझे एक इंटरव्यू जो आपने दिया था where he was talking about how he named character, how him and Salim Khan named characters. So in Mr. India, I think was the last film they wrote together.
Yeah.
And the name Mogambo became so popular. So it's like देखिए नाम में बड़ी ताकत होती है. अब मैं चाहे तो उसको पोपट लाल भी बुला सकता था, लेकिन अगर वो बोले पोपट लाल खुश हुआ तो आप डरेंगे नहीं, भाग देंगे. हालांकि शेक्सपियर ने कहा है व्हाट्स इन अ नेम,
पर जावेद अख्तर ने कहा है एवरीथिंग इज इन द नेम.
So another point that I had was एक तो I loved how the story starts कि रणवीर सिंह लल्लू दिखाया है, प्रॉपर लूजर. ही इज लाइक कि वो काम के लिए भी अनुष्का शर्मा पे डिपेंडेंट है. तो एंड तक वही सीन है. ही इज लाइक कि यार इवन सो शी मेक्स अप हर माइंड कि मैं अकेले कर लूंगी. आई फील लाइक इन द मूवी आफ्टर अ पॉइंट अनुष्का शर्मा कुछ ना कुछ हासिल करके असिस्ट, लाइक अनुष्का व्हेन दे बोथ सेपरेट, इट वाज वेरी क्लियर दैट रणवीर सिंह नीडेड अनुष्का, बट अनुष्का जस्ट नीडेड अनदर असिस्टेंट टू लुक आफ्टर एवरीथिंग. शी कुड हैव इजीली हायर्ड एनीवन बिकॉज शी न्यू क्या क्या करना है, बट रणवीर सिंह का वही प्रॉब्लम था, क्या करना है सब पता नहीं है. So I feel like she
But
could have.
in the beginning, right? In the beginning, later you realize that both of them are like proper partners, because when they separate, when they go their separate ways, they can't work properly, because you know, he was the guy who would go get the fittings done and this, and basically see, रणवीर को तो क्या अपने पापा के साथ कॉलेज छोड़ के घर पे नहीं जाना था, गन्नों के खेत में. That's why he said, I know this plan, I am joining it.
Yeah, but I like how मतलब रणवीर सिंह वो टाइम पे भी वो किसी भी दोस्त से मदद मांग सकता था, but he was like कि यार एक लड़की ने अगर बताया ही है तो जाके काम कर लेते हैं, and also उसका कोई अल्टीरियर मोटिव था नहीं, genuinely wanted work with her. So I like that also.
I also like the way how the name for his company comes from the painter. Like Happy Wedding rakh lo, full English.
Happy Wedding, full English. Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about the ending. Do you guys think the ending is a little too convenient? Also, I feel bad for Chetan, the guy who's
I
supposed
really
to get
feel bad
married
for
to.
Chetan. एक तो उसका नाम चेतन है. And after that,
what does he call him? Chomu or something? He keeps calling him
Chirkut.
He keeps calling her Chirkut. So I felt bad for Chetan. I'm like, for no fault of his, he just got stood up in Dubai.
I feel like Anushka बहुत ज़्यादा जल्दी पट गई.
हाँ, exactly.
वो end में थोड़ा भाव खाना चाहिए था, but I feel like वो भाव खाती तो आपस बोलते second half was very draggy. They also realized it, I think, towards the end, and
they were worried about Abbas doing this podcast. They said नहीं, अगर ये हुआ 13 साल बाद अब्बास बोलेगा that it's draggy.
2 hours 20 minutes is still a little long, but still not bad.
Because they package the movie with songs.
That's true. That second, the item song that they do, Dum Dum Adam.
Dum Dum Adam नहीं वही Dum Dum Adam मस्त है.
That song wasn't required at all.
Yeah, I mean, you know, while we are looking at the climax of the film, ना, we really want it to be done with. Because we know अब क्या होने वाला है, मतलब. और चेतन के साथ बुरा इसलिए लगना चाहिए बिकॉज चेतन को मूवी में सिर्फ नाम मिला है, रोल भी नहीं मिला उसको. उसको लड़की नहीं मिली, उसको रोल भी नहीं मिला, मतलब पर डे भी नहीं मिला था. एंड आई थिंक फिल्म्स में दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल ईच एंड एवरी बॉलीवुड राइटर प्रोड्यूसर, यार अच्छे लड़कों का इतना मत काटो. बिकॉज व्हेन रणवीर वाज बीइंग एन एसोल, दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन शी एक्चुअली फिगर्ड हर लाइफ आउट and she was going to a very good thing. Chetan, एक तो कुछ कमी बता दो उसकी. दुबई में है लड़का.
He's not Ranveer, that's his कमी.
Yeah, that's the whole point. No, कि ऐसा कितने मूवीज में देखा हुआ है कि जो दूसरा वाला है, I think ये पॉइंट में सेकंड टाइम बोल रही हूँ, कि जो दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे, the other guy is an obvious asshole. तो obviously obvious asshole और अच्छे लड़के में तुम अच्छा लड़का ही चुनोगे, फिर इसमें इसकी क्वालिटी क्या है? So I think that is why they had to show कि यार ये चूतिया है, कैसा भी है पर मेरा चूतिया है. It is that, no. That is love, कि तू मेरा चूतिया है. It's that.
Actually पता है, बहुत रणवीर is very toxic in that film because even during
Jatin, are you Chetan?
I am Chetan.
I feel like you suddenly.
Were you cast? And
मैं लोगों को बताना चाहता हूँ, मैं असल में चेतन शर्मा मेरा नाम है, not जतिन शर्मा. नहीं यार, बट एक्चुअली मैंने रिसेंटली फिल्म देखी तो मैंने बोला यार ये क्या है चेतन का, मतलब कुछ और कर लेते, ऐसा कोई बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस हुआ नहीं. But you know, you got this third guy in, and I think movies impact people. Okay, and every time you see because the point is, चेतन जब कॉल भी कर रहा है तब रणवीर उसका फोन काट देता है. ठीक है, तो वो कहीं पे भी अनुष्का की फीलिंग नहीं है. रणवीर को जब फील हुआ तो तू मेरे साथ प्यार कर ले, when he was not feeling it. So I think of course, मतलब वो फिर डिबेटेबल हो जाएगा, लेकिन
नहीं बट yeah, that is true. तो अजीब तो था. एंड मुझे यही प्रॉब्लम था, इतने जल्दी कैसे पट गई अनुष्का.
हाँ, मतलब लाइक अनुष्का रुकी हुई थी. वो होता है ना, वो छुपे रहते हो आप दरवाजे के पीछे, जैसे ही मौका मिला मैं तो कभी गई नहीं थी.
Which is why I feel like Ranveer did the whole charade just so that just to save शादी मुबारक. उसका ऐसा कोई प्यार व्यार नहीं था.
अच्छा नहीं, और चेतन के लिए इसलिए भी बुरा लगता है क्योंकि चेतन के साथ ब्रेकअप भी रणवीर ने किया यार. अनुष्का ने तो बाद में बोला, वो भी क्लियर नहीं बोला. वो एक लड़की की तरह उसने बताया कि मैं यहाँ पे पार्टनरशिप कर रही हूँ, बोल देती ना. क्लोजर ही नहीं हुआ है चेतन के साथ.
चेतन वहाँ पे ऐसी फोन रख रहा है, नी इज वेटिंग कि अभी कोई बोलेगा आपके साथ प्रैंक हुआ है.
लीजिए बात कीजिए.
Anything else you want to add before we give a rating? for the
I
film?
one more fun fact, ये last fun fact है कि अनुष्का शर्मा ने एक इंटरव्यू में बोला था कि बैंड बाजा बारात के टाइम पे कि this is the best film I have worked on
Yeah,
till now,
yeah,
and
yeah.
this was the third film she was working on.
Wow.
Okay, that's okay, man. It's her choice.
नहीं but 3 movies में तो इतना
Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't want to fight for Rab ne bana di jodi. That's a separate episode. But yeah, one thing that I thought stood out and hasn't aged well is when Ranveer goes to pick up some guests from the airport and she asks kahan itni der lag gaya, and she was like, "अरे चिंकी है यार, यहाँ हर चीज का फोटो लेना है." I was like, okay.
ये this I didn't catch on, मैंने ये सुना नहीं.
अब्बास मत कर ट्रेंड हो जाएगा, उसको सॉरी बोलना पड़ेगा.
नहीं.
वो दौर अलग था. We were in the pre-era.
Quickly about Salim Suleiman, I already said the music is great. As we're recording this, there is this ARR bracket going on, trending on Twitter. And now they have started an Amit Trivedi thing where people are fighting over each other. Which Rahman song is better and which Amit Trivedi song is better.
ARR bracket is the geometry equation, no?
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but sure.
हाँ, यही चीज से दूर भागने के लिए हमने मीडिया ज्वाइन किया था.
You think Salim Suleiman didn't get enough credit at their heyday? So I was looking at what they've done recently, and unfortunately, some of their recent soundtracks haven't worked as much. But as late 2000 to like mid 2010s, they were like everywhere, and they did really good stuff.
मेरा point, yeah. Abbas really loves them. इतना मुझे समझ
Yeah,
नहीं.
I mean, they did some really good stuff.
No, but they have done really good when it comes to music. Even knowledge-wise, I was working on a show with them on The Voice. So, of course, Suleiman नहीं थे, Salim थे वहाँ पर. The problem is ना with Indian industry यार, क्या है ना, they have done kick-ass background scores. Okay, that's how they became big.
Yeah.
Now the point is na, in India people can never accept that you can do something else. Like me writing comedy, they'll only say अच्छा वो comedy अच्छा लिखता है. जबकि maybe I feel all the emotions, right? If I can. So it's not like that, अगर मेरे घर पे कुछ गलत हो रहा है तो मैं हंस रहा हूँ.
Right.
I feel that sadness. So I think we always stereotype people. And you look at Sachin Jigar. Sachin Jigar follow the same route. They have given some great songs. But they are not looked upon as one of those, A-listers in the music industry because background score dete the. And I think that's why Salim Suleiman also took that decision that, अब हम background नहीं करेंगे. People stop giving them work only.
Right.
So now whatever they have done recently is for those kind of producers because they have to be कि हाँ कुछ release हो रहा है. But I really think, I love Qurban.
Qurban's really good.
Is one of the best music albums I can say that I have heard.
Yeah.
And Band Baja Baaraat. If there was no Salim Suleiman's music, the movie wouldn't be as exciting or this thing. And that's why, because they know the background score so well, they have packaged that film. And they have, made it memorable for us.
Yeah. That's
तो
true.
इसलिए वो गाने पहले ही हमारे सिस्टम में फिट हो गए.
Okay. That was Band Baja Baaraat, the movie that gave us Ranveer Singh.
Anushka Sharma.
Anushka Sharma was already there, but mostly Ranveer.
Also rent दिया Anushka Sharma, not gave us.
Ranveer won the Best Newcomer Award that year, obviously, without a surprise of the Filmfare Award, and the film was nominated for 6 Filmfare Awards. I think Ranveer was the only one who won the Best Newcomer wala. But when I revisited the film, I remember it quite fondly. Cool. All right, that brings us to the rewatchability scale. Jatin, we at the end have a rewatchability scale from 1 to 10. 1 being that this film was a product of its time or nothing has aged well, and 10 being that every time you watch it you find something new. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you score Band Baja Baaraat?
I think 7 definitely.
Okay.
Because you can watch the film again. I watched it because of this podcast I watched it again. And I liked it a little more than the last time I watched it. And that happens to only when the characters are written well. And the story is nice. Of course, I still don't get it how they can replace Shah Rukh Khan in the end. But it's still it's a different romantic movie.
Yeah.
It's a different romantic movie. The performances are really good, or else रणवीर नहीं होता दीपिका की लाइफ में और हमारी भी लाइव्स में. He really acted well because you know I remember everyone just talking about that, you know, who's this guy, and now we know who's this guy. So,
But see, even getting that recognition, who's this guy?
Yeah.
That is also like a start, a great start. That people are at least curious about you.
हाँ वो बोलते हैं ना any publicity is good. अच्छे नहीं हो तो बुरे.
अभी कितने मतलब मुझे मेंशन नहीं करना किसी के नाम, बट लास्ट ईयर भी कितने सारे डेब्यूज हुए तो याद भी है किसी को कुछ.
But I think, see, being a Yashraj movie anyway gives you that scale to, it gives you marketing money. Anushka Sharma had done good because of Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. Everyone was looking and there was a lot of this thing of what she will do after Badmaash Company.
Correct. Yeah.
So, wo unko mila and I think, people should watch it, yaar. अच्छा है. Bread pakode की कसम देखिए.
Urjita, for you?
I think 8.5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for you, solid 6. ये अब्बास ने, this is like a running joke. ये एक मूवी की उसने तारीफ भी की थी और उसने बुरा भी बोला था, ठीक है. उसने बहुत ये रेटिंग देने से पहले उसने बहुत एक्सप्लेन किया. I think this movie has English, बहुत सारा English, बहुत सारा English. And then he was like, so I would give this a solid 6. And both the guests, like me and the guests, we were like, what? क्यों इतना क्यों बोला फिर?
I would give this 7.5.
Oh.
Solid liquid and
Solid
gas.
liquid.
Wow.
A couple of things I forgot to mention. So Manish Sharma's debut film, he actually wanted to make Fan, which happened to be second film before this. Apparently he went up to Aditya Chopra and pitched the idea for Fan. And since you spoke about Yashraj budgets, Aditya Chopra said that Fan will be a very expensive film. Why don't we think of something more mid-budget?
Wow.
And,
Great decision, Adi. Great decision.
Because Fan is A Shah Rukh Khan and then double role and all that.
Yeah, imagine if that was his Manish Sharma's first film. वो क्या, and also I would like to mention कि वो पहले it was a sleeper hit, right? Band Baja Baaraat, तो पहले 2 दिन इतना कुछ था नहीं. उनका एंजाइटी क्या गया रहेगा ना रणवीर सिंह और मनीष शर्मा का.
रणवीर सिंह would almost be like गुरुद्वारे चला जाऊँ मैं.
गुरुद्वारा, मंदिर, मस्जिद, everywhere I'm going.
थार का गुरुद्वारा मुझे बुला रहा है.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
All right. Anything you want to add, Urjita?
No.
In fact, you know, I want to talk about this thing. While I was coming to the studio, मेरे सामने एक Mercedes Maybach थी.
Okay.
तो मुझे लगा ये शायद रणवीर की ही है.
क्यों?
Because he has a Mercedes Maybach.
Okay.
So I know because I worked on the show, so वो time पे पता था. Fun fact, रणवीर सिंह doesn't like अगर उसका ड्राइवर गाड़ी को चालू रखे while he is talking, पेट्रोल कौन भरेगा पैसा. So he's a typical Sindhi. दिल से सिंधी है, पैसा बहुत प्यारा है. But I was doing this, so मैंने सोचा कि क्या है, तो I said, अरे what a story this would be.
Yeah.
Of course it was not, it was some 9090 number.
I know.
But fun fact about Ranveer Singh's Maybach.
Yes.
उसकी कार का नंबर है 6969.
Oh.
So we all know how naughty he is.
Yeah.
69.
Nice.
मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा क्या बात हो रही है.
Right, Urjita.
बिल्कुल नहीं, तुम 12 साल की थी जब बैंड बाजा बारात आया.
The girl who forward sex scenes पे saying ये आराम से देखें, separate time के लिए देखूंगी, उसको नहीं समझ में आ रहा. But when he started the story, he's like, I was coming here and I saw a Mercedes and I was like, is it Ranveer? तो मैंने सोचा मैं उसको साथ में ले आऊं.
Knowing Ranveer, ये हो सकता है. हाँ, Ranveer is crazy like that.
I think it's time for us to wrap up. Thank you, Jatin, for
Thank you,
taking
Abbas.
time out for this, and we hope to have you on the show again someday when we want new gossip from some new star.
बिल्कुल, बहुत सारी gossip है. And thank you Urjita, पहली बार मिला हूँ पर बहुत अच्छा लगा.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
edit कर दोगी ये सब तुम, but अच्छा लगा.
नहीं यार, रखेंगे क्यों नहीं.
ये तो रील पर डालूंगी.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the show. Jatin, before we wrap up, anything you want to plug where people can find you, anything you have done that you want people to see?
Generally यार देखते रहो यार, watch everything. I don't want to plug myself यार.
Okay.
ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. You want to go on Instagram, you can find me on JATIIN_Sharma.
Okay.
बाकी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता यार. बट फॉलोअर्स अच्छा ही होता है. आजकल फॉलोअर्स होते हैं तो लोग बोलते हैं अच्छा राइटर ठीक है, फॉलोअर्स कितने ही है बताओ.
Urjita, where can we follow
You guys
you?
can follow me on Instagram @urjitawani. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. अब तक मेरा वीडियो आ गया होगा I think. जब
Yeah,
तक
people are asking in comments now,
Yeah.
where is Urjita's stand-up
Really?
clip? Yeah.
edit हो रही है guys, आ रही है.
And you can follow me on Twitter at AbbasMomin and AbbasMomin88 on Instagram. Once again, thank you Jatin, thank you Urjita.
Thank you, thank
audio
you.
listeners, please stick around for the alternate ending, but video listeners will have to take your leave. Once again, subscribe to the IVM Pop channel. Check out the other shows we have here, Just a Filmy Game Show and Pop Rap. And we will be back next week with a new guest and a new movie. Till then, bye-bye.